So welcome to week 150. 150 becomes a 6. So we're working with the beautiful indigo vibration this week. The brow chakra, love, family, insight, all of that sort of stuff. So have indigo around you this week. Wear it, breathe it in. Breathe it in through the crown and flood your whole body and take it out into your aura when you do a meditation. Okay, so today, very interesting. I'm really looking forward to this. It's quite a big shift, I think, to what's happened today. We're still in the month of February, but this is our last transmission for February. And today when I went into meditation, early this morning actually, the first vision I saw was of a light being or an ascended master with a big halo with a cross in it behind, with a lamb. My first impression was that it was Jesus, but at the same time as me thinking that, I got a solar or sun god, sun god or solar logos. And then I heard Vesta. So I was a little bit confused because Vesta is feminine energy and I was seeing a masculine energy. And then I saw, I heard the name, or I saw a vision of a Persian master or high priest, and I got the name Zarathustra. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Zarathustra. And then I saw a satellite tower, or a tower with satellite dishes on it. And so it was an interesting combination. And I'm going to read about these masters so that we can get a better understanding on how it's coming through. Now, I've known of Vesta, but I've not actually really had any connection or contact, or I haven't had Vesta come through for me before. Zarathustra came through, has come through a few times in the last 16 years. And I say 16 years because Luxor Light will be 16 years old next week on the 3rd of March. So we're starting to come of age. We're getting close anyway, 16, sweet 16. So I have seen Zarathustra a few times, but I've not really been I haven't been really familiar with him and his energies, and I've just seen him pass through and not really even known who he was. But today I recognized who he was because I heard the name as well. And his name actually came through for me a few days ago when we began the Luxor Light Ascension program. And I was sitting in meditation with the masters that are working with us, and his name came through then as well. So it's interesting. Maybe it was that recognition and he's come through again now. I don't know, or just that he was around. So Vesta is the feminine energy of the solar logos, which is the feminine aspect of our sun. And she carries the energy of the guardian. She's a guardian of the flame, guardian of the home, and guardian of God's eternal purity of life. Her twin flame, or her divine counterpart and twin ray, is Helios. And we had Helios come through a few weeks ago. In fact, he's been through a couple of times in the last couple of months or so. So Helios is the masculine form of the solar logos. And I recognized that it was Helios's energy that I'd seen in the beginning, and that's why I saw Helios and then Vesta. So the two of them coming through together, which is really interesting because they are twin flames, twin rays. And, this energy that we're working with very much is to do with the twin flames and the twin rays, divine masculine, divine feminine counterparts. The balance of the two. So it's interesting that it has stepped up to the two coming through together, and that Vesta being, they are guardians of the flame. So these many flame carriers coming forward, guardians of the flames coming forward now and stepping into their missions. So Helios and Vesta, they spiritualize our sun. So they bring through the spiritual energies or the frequencies, the spiritual frequencies from the greater central sun through to our sun. It's sort of like a stepping down process so that we are able to take that energy, because it would be too strong, too powerful, it would fry us. So it sort of stepped down through the sun so that we are able to receive it at a lesser degree for us and other life forms in our solar system to be able to receive them safely. Helios serves on the golden ray, and you can Google these terms if they're unfamiliar to you and get a little bit more of an understanding, and where they might be, seem too foreign for you or complicated or whatever, I say just familiarize yourself with the terms. Read it even if you don't take it in. It's okay, because the intention of wanting to know is actually helping you to start to receive those frequencies and become more familiarized with them. I talked to somebody the other day actually about someone that's starting my course this week, and she hasn't been familiar with many of the things that I talk about in the program, the Ascended Masters and many different things. And I said it's okay, because when I first started back in the 90s, when I was studying color therapy, I think I was the only person in the class that I didn't know what an Ascended Master was. I had no idea. What is an Ascended Master? It was a new term for me. And it seemed, I came from the country, small town, and I was in the city doing this program, and it was all gobbledygook for me, and I really had no idea. I was doing a 2-year color therapy diploma, and my teacher actually said to me, her name was Margaret Noel Levin. She's long gone now, because she would be probably close to 100 or over by now. But she had said to me, you will continue on my work. And that was over my head. I had no idea, because for me, I was the only person in the class. I had no idea what she was talking about. And I used to just sit there and just listen, thinking, I don't know what I'm doing here. I've wasted my money, because I have no idea what she's talking about, who she's talking about, or what any of these terms mean. But something made me stay there and continue on. And I used to travel to the city in my old Bond car for 4 or 5 hours once a month to do these workshops. And my friend that I used to stay with used to say to me, and what did you learn today? And I'd just shrug my shoulders and say, I don't know, it's all in the file, but I had no idea. But I kept going. Something just kept me there. And it wasn't so much about the information that was being given, but it was about the absorption of the light frequencies, the color rays, and being in that something in the actual energy was talking to me, not the words. And, I've been doing this work for a long time now, so it's different for me now, because I took pieces that made sense to me and just went with that. I didn't try to figure anything out that was too foreign for me. And I say that to everybody, don't worry about what feels foreign. The most important thing is the energies. So if you feel drawn to something, allow yourself to get into the energy of that, and to allow that to speak to you. The other day, this is something that maybe I like, because for me, along my journey, I thought that you had to do things in a specific way, a particular way, because that's how other people did it. And it's just been through experience, trial and error, of immersing myself in and trying to do things like other people, and recognizing that doesn't work for me, and then just allowing myself just to be, just to step back, just to be me, just to not be anything else. And just like in the classroom when I was doing my diploma course with Noel, was, I'll just be here. And that's what it was all about. Just be here, and don't have any preconceived ideas. It is the most important thing that I could probably say to anybody: don't hang on to preconceived ideas. I have always found in all my teachings that I've been teaching for like over 20 years now, that the students that came into my class that had done nothing before, had no experience of anything on the spiritual side of things at all, and had no preconceived ideas, always absorbed things a lot more powerfully than the people that had, formed opinions and set themselves in a particular way. So I say, just relax into it and just allow the energy to do the talking. And the other day I had something happen. It was Saturday, I think, and it was the day after I had run. Last week I started running a series of ascension programs, and so it was the third program I had run. One on Thursday, and two on Friday, and Saturday morning things just started to happen, and I had a conversation with my twin ray, twin flame, and he had asked me to teach him how to step up into his God-given gifts and be able to use them because he has strong gifts, but he's not really been in that type of in that environment to use them. And I was surprised. I was really surprised, but I recognized that it was. And I just said, well, I don't know, whatever. And but after that conversation, a connection had taken place, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about him and me. I'm talking about the actual connection of energy that took place through that conversation, and that can happen with you, with anybody, when there is something that is divinely right for you to move forward into. There was an energy that took place between that conversation, but my head wasn't going into, oh, okay, well, what to do with it all, but through the energy, because I receive messages through energy, and I feel the energy, and something happens inside me, and I just start getting thoughts thrown in that come out of nowhere, and ideas, and the energy gets faster, and it's like this one and this one and this one and this one, and a lot of information started coming to me in regards to this particular pathway opening up. And I realized that there was just too much coming at me, and I wasn't writing anything down. So what happens when you don't actually claim it like that and write it down is sometimes you lose it for another time. And I feel like that's what sort of happened with me on that instance, because I was so taken by surprise with it all. But what I'm trying to say here is that when you feel the energy, be with the energy, because the energy speaks to you, and it speaks to you through your thoughts and through your feelings, and that is the energy of divine source, bringing messages through for you. So I think this is a really interesting thing happening for us at the moment with these particular masters coming through, Helios and Vesta. They are the twin flames that bring this very powerful light through for us from the greater central sun. So Helios serves on the golden ray, Vesta on the pink ray of unconditional love. And I had to do a bit of research on Vesta because, like I say, I don't really know anything about her other than having, seen her name connected with Helios, but I haven't really looked into who she is, and I haven't meditated with her. I haven't spent time in her energy before, but she works with the flame of truth. Cosmic honor flame carries a flame of purity, the immortal purity of the cosmic Christ love, which is what I saw, that Christ energy with that first, solar master that I saw, who, I now recognize was Helios. But it's that Christed energy coming through really clearly for us. And Vesta has if you see the energy, a golden pink glow about her, because sometimes maybe they don't show themselves, the masters or the energies don't show themselves as people beings, but you may see them as energies coming through. So she comes through as a golden pink glow. And Vesta works with the third ray, which is the ray of unconditional love. So again, we can see that connection to the twin flame energy, that energy of the twin, the unconditional love coming through there. Helios and Vesta have their etheric retreat in the Temple of the Sun, which is actually in our physical sun, which is also called the Victory Retreat, and that means victory over life. And when you look at what we are doing now at this particular point in our spiritual evolution on the planet Earth, is we really are trying to move forward and have victory over life. With all the challenges and things that are going on for us, we're working with that really strongly, trying to have victory over life. And I didn't know why Zarathustra came through. I thought that seems like an odd combination, but then when I looked into Zarathustra, I understood why. His consciousness emanates a fire that is all-consuming love, again, just totally that pure burning off the dross through the purity of pure love. It's a piercing light that goes to the core of whatever is unreal. And it's like being in the physical presence of the sun itself, to be immersed in his energy. So these light codes that are going to come through today are going to be really interesting. I could clearly see the connection of why he came through then. So he has mastery over a spiritual fire and the physical fire, and he's said to be one of the highest of any master, ascended master that has come through from this planet. He's a devourer of the dark forces, and his flame comes in and unites with the threefold flame in the heart. So Zarathustra, it's a mouthful. His etheric retreat is designed from the sacred chamber of the heart, where the threefold flame burns. And Zarathustra welcomes us when we have developed enough within our own heart space. So as people are moving through from the fourth dimension and into the fifth dimension, they can't move into the fifth dimension unless they have enough development within the heart, because the heart chakra is the bridge between worlds, the physical world with the first three chakras and the spiritual world above the heart from in the spiritual chakras. So we have to have conquered enough of the heart and opened the heart enough to be able to graduate into the fifth dimension. So he certainly is a fifth dimensional master leading us through into the new fifth world. And the satellite tower is for communicating or broadcasting information. So clearly these masters are really wanting to broadcast. Now they want us to be able to pick up the data that they are trying to send through for us. And we need to be still and to be open to receive. So spending time in meditation, it's really very important for us to receive these messages from them as they help us to move forward on our missions. And the next transmission next week will be on the 1st of March. And the 1st of March is actually the celebration of the flame of Vesta. So that's really interesting as well, that there's a link in from here. And we've been seeing this in recent weeks in particular, that we're having these link-in energies, sort of almost like that we are actually putting links together as we move forward. So really be conscious this week of any messages and insights and thoughts that just keep popping in, those thoughts that just don't leave your mind. Write them down, because then you have them and you have acknowledged them, and then you're able to receive more. So that was the messages that I got through this morning, and I've done the cards as well. And the first card today is card number 55, which is really interesting. This is in the base chakra, so this is leading us forward. Card number 55, which is suggesting big change and in new beginnings and big change rolling forward, that really we can't stop. And the card itself says, take the lead. So take the lead. Where are we? take the lead in, focusing on rising in consciousness, receiving. Here she is climbing up the ladder of consciousness, wanting to go to the, looks like a big sun or a big light up there. So take the lead and make that move and do something that takes you forward and toward your purpose, your mission, whatever it is. The second card in the sacral chakra, chakra of relationships and partnerships, is card number 6, and it's the Lovers, Archangel Raphael. Intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, and good health. It's good to know that we're going to have good health. And the Lovers coming through there. So that means that, the full union, or at least the full development of the masculine and feminine within the sacral chakra is the opportunity for us moving forward there now. So as you know, from the 4th dimension, we're developing masculine feminine chakras, and when we're working on 5th dimensional initiations, we are actually, starting to be complete that balance within every chakra, not in alternate chakras, but within every chakra we have masculine and feminine, and we start to work on gaining greater balance and development and balance in that. So this in turn affects our intimate relationships and our connections with the opposite energy to ourselves, whether we be masculine or feminine in energy, and we gain a greater degree of harmony with the opposite energy. And in the solar plexus, we really are coming into our power, because, did I show you that pretty picture? There we go. And in the solar plexus, we have the key. This is the key to success. So it's saying, now we have the power. We have the power. We have conquered enough within our solar plexus chakra now to be able to access what has been locked away, the powers that we have that has been locked away. We're really being offered this, especially with having, the 2 sun God energy there, the masters of with Helios and Vesta, Solar Logos, the twin energies of the Solar Logos. That's a lot of energy, that's a lot of light pouring forward in our solar plexus, allowing us to step forward and into our missions. What is our mission? What is our mission? What people, I don't know what my mission is. I don't know what my mission is. The thing is that the mission, we don't have to focus on the bigger picture, on the great big grand scheme. The mission always has a placement. We have to put one foot in front of the other. And the mission really at the moment for everybody is to raise our consciousness. That's the mission. And when you are raising your consciousness, you are putting one step, always stepping forward into your higher consciousness, which means that you're always stepping forward toward your mission and further into your mission, not toward, because toward means that it's always that far away, but you're already in your mission, you're already doing it. But you have to take those steps. There's things that have to take place. It's like this first card here. Every mission has got a step, it's got a rung on the ladder, and you need to take each step as it comes. So then in the heart chakra this week, we have card number 4, obviously in perfect alignment with the heart this week, and it is just breathe. And this is about, sometimes it's not always about relationships with other people. Sometimes it's about the relationship, and in fact, probably most of the time, it's about the relationship we have with ourselves, with our inner selves, that self-love, that take a step back from your physical relationships and look at your relationship with yourself, and recognize that there's always the mirror in front of you. So when the mirror is pushing the buttons, or reflecting too much of what you don't like, then take a step back and look at yourself and your relationship with yourself, and how much do you love yourself, and how much do you care and nurture yourself. So take that step back. This is about having that time for yourself. And in the throat chakra this week, we have the 7 of Wands. And this one I think is really interesting because he's got one foot in both worlds. And what this says to me is that we are being reminded of heaven and earth. There's two worlds that we are working with, and we need to be able to bring our energies, work in harmony with both energies so that we can bring forward the new wisdom and the new growth and the new ideas, and not be in battle with it, not struggle. It doesn't have to be a struggle. But remember that we are actually working with the two worlds at the moment, both physical and spiritual, and we are anchoring those energies forward. And here, this is card number 7. I said, so trust in your own truth, trust in your truth, and bring those two worlds together. This is really about bringing some union together there. Bring the two worlds together. And the sixth card today in the brow chakra is card number 5, which is about the truth. And it is the Sphinx. And the Sphinx is divine messenger, earth altar, and cosmic library. So it's more or less, yes, we're in alignment here. Look at those stars, totally in alignment. They're trying to help you be in alignment with your true wisdom, with the gateways of the cosmos there, connecting with the greater central sun and with the masters. The greater central sun, it is the home of the masters, of ascended masters. It is where we connect with that, connect with the higher consciousness. So we are being offered, so like the Sphinx, he's like the satellite, satellite tower, the tower with all the satellite dishes. He's receiving all of that great wisdom, and that's what we are being told we are. Imagine yourself, you are a satellite tower, you are a communicator, you've got your feet planted firmly on the earth, and your body is your tower, your antenna. You are receiving, you are receptive all of the time, but you need to be still sometimes and step back from what's happening around you and the relationships with the people around you, and not be so focused on what everybody else is doing or how that's affecting you, but stepping back and being with you and with that relationship with you, so that you can see that you are a transmitter between worlds. You're a transmitter between worlds, bringing the truth and the information through. And the 7th card today is yes. So if you've been asking something and you need a yes or a no, the answer is yes. And the master here is Ganesha. So Ganesha is removing the obstacles. He says, yes, the obstacles are removed. Don't put them in front of you. Don't see anything as being an obstacle. You can do it. And the way that you can do it is by being still, being in connection with the energy, allowing yourself to be the transmitter, allow yourself to receive the wisdom and follow the messages that come through from the energies. As you tap into, you're still enough to be able to feel the energy. That's when the energies are coming, that's the transmission coming through for you. And how do you receive that transmission? You have to be still enough to recognize your thoughts and where your thoughts are leading you. So beautiful golden energies coming through here with Ganesha, the golden flame, just like the gold ray that Helios works with. So bringing that divine wisdom through on the gold ray. It's a masculine energy coming through with that one. And yes, the time is now. Go forward. You can do it. You have all that it takes, and the beautiful golden wisdom. And that's the messages for today. And the light codes will be available on my website, howtoreturnTolove.com, in the blog section, or you can go directly to www.etsy.shop/soul awakenings, and you'll find it there later on this afternoon. I haven't done it yet, so don't go looking for it now, because you're not going to find it until I do it, until I put them on there. I have to do them first, bring them through, and then put them on them. So they will be available. And I really hope that you're enjoying the videos, and please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week.